Hour 8. A Shahab-3 missile with a nuclear warhead is in the air. 2,147 Americans are already dead. The President of the United States has 90 minutes to make a decision no American leader has faced since 1945. This is how it started. 8 hours earlier, 4:17 a.m. local time, Persian Gulf. USS Gerald R. Ford, the newest aircraft carrier in the world, $13 billion, 5,000 crew, 75 aircraft. The most powerful warship ever built. 600 kilometers to the north, an Iranian mobile launcher rolls out of a camouflaged hangar near the port of Bandar Abbas. The missile it carries has a name, Khalij Fars, Persian Gulf. Iran spent 15 years building it for exactly one purpose, to hit an American aircraft carrier. At 4:17 a.m. it is launched. The missile travels at 3 times the speed of sound. It hits the flight deck of USS Gerald R. Ford at an 87-degree angle. The warhead penetrates 6 decks before detonating in the aviation fuel storage compartment. 12 minutes later, the ship is listing 15 degrees. Fires are uncontrolled. The reactor is intact but cannot be confirmed. F-35C fighters are scattered across the deck like toys. 2,147 American sailors are dead. It is the worst single loss for the United States Navy since Pearl Harbor. And in Washington, the phone on the president's nightstand rings. In Tehran, celebrations begin within the hour. The supreme leader addresses Iranian state television. This, he says, is the moment 40 years of resistance prepared them for. Iran's calculation has 5 points. Every single one of them is wrong. Point 1. America will not risk a full-scale war. Too expensive, too unpopular, too complicated. Point 2. China and Russia will block any UN Security Council resolution. Iran has diplomatic protection. Point 3. The American president won't want war in an election year. Point 4. American public is tired of Middle Eastern conflicts. 20 years in Iraq and Afghanistan, no appetite for another. Point 5. At most, limited airstrikes. Iran survives. Within 1 week, everyone returns to negotiations. All 5 points collapse within 3 hours. Point 1 dies first. U.S. Congress convenes in emergency session. For the first time since December 1941, the vote is unanimous. 535 votes for a declaration of war, 0 against, 0 abstentions. Point 2 dies next. China goes silent for 6 hours. When Beijing finally speaks, the message is 7 words. We support every state's right to self-defense. Translation: Iran, you are on your own. Point 3, irrelevant. 2,000 Americans dead, doesn't care about election cycles. Point 4, dead on arrival. Pearl Harbor comparisons start in the first 30 minutes. American public opinion flips from 70% opposed to intervention to 91% demanding it in 6 hours. Point 5, the one that matters. Because what Iran doesn't know is that the United States has been preparing for exactly this day, for exactly 22 years. And the plan has a name. OPLAN 1025. Operational Plan 1025. The complete destruction of Iranian military capability. Every airbase, every naval facility, every command center, every nuclear site, every IRGC garrison, every ballistic missile stockpile. 347 targets, 6 days to complete. Developed by United States Central Command over 22 years. Updated 4 times per year. Rehearsed in computer simulations more than 700 times. Never executed until hour 3. At hour 3 and 27 minutes, the president signs the execution order. Within 90 minutes, B-2 Spirits launch from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. B-52s lift off from Diego Garcia with full payloads of JASSM cruise missiles. Carrier strike groups Eisenhower and Truman reposition from the Mediterranean into striking distance. 14,000 American aircraft sorties are scheduled over the next 6 days. Then, the impossible happens. Saudi Arabia opens Prince Sultan Air Base to American strategic bombers, for the first time in history, a concession Riyadh refused to give during both Gulf Wars. Israel goes into full mobilization, not in response to Iran, but in readiness for what Iran will do next. Because Tehran is watching this unfold, and Tehran understands exactly what is coming. And in the deepest IRGC bunker under the Alborz Mountains, a commander makes a phone call. The weapon Iran has denied having for 20 years is being moved to its launch site.